Hi there, my name is April Sawtelle and welcome to my channel. Today what I'm going to be doing is just showing you a really quick way to make some aprons. I've already showed you a video at how to go through the entire process. So I'm going to link below how to go through the entire process. This is just going to be for the top. Today what I want to do is I just want to show you, if you use some scraps, how we can make just a scrappy one. I'm going to be using my iron and mat, and I have got them ready to make this patchwork, scrappy patchwork top. I've got pieces of fabric like this. This was some, what this was some jean, and it was fused to, it had a back side to the fusible webbing, but I put that on another piece of scrap so I could use it as a pocket. So I'm going to be using this as a pocket, and this was just an old pocket that was in my scrap bins. All of the pieces came from pretty much scrap pieces. I will be using yardage on the back. I've decided I would go with this yardage for this particular quilt, just so I get that different look. I'm trying to give them all, you know, a big variety of looks. That way I'll have a bunch of different aprons with different looks. So I brought up a bunch of scraps here, and what they were is I've just cut them all down to 8.5 inches square. I'm going to use these two right in the center because my pocket's going to cover that up. I'm going to put that here in the center, and I'm going to put this pocket up here at the top. So I just laid them out in the order how I want this to look. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my template, which is my old apron here, and I'm just going to spread it out and make sure that it fits on this. And I know I'm going to still be adjusting for all of my seams. So I'm going to just start sewing all these pieces together. That will be the first thing I do. So this is where the pocket is, and that's going to cover up the fabric that I don't really care about in this particular project. Because I've got it all in this project, I don't really need these to show up in this one. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to take these to my sewing machine, and I'm going to just go over and I'm going to sew right sides together. And I'm going to start at the bottom row. So I'm going to take from my left, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set all these seams. I'm going to push them all in one direction just so it lays flat. And then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to go ahead and press the whole top down, opening up all those seams. I'm going to do this to every row. All right, here's row 1. And what I want to do right this minute is I just want to make sure that this row is going to be big enough when I look at my template here, because I still have to sew this. This is perfect. So 4 8.5 inch blocks is going to be absolutely perfect for me to do what I need to do to make it be this size. Okay, I'm going to go to the next row. Okay, I'm just going to take these over to the sewing machine. Go 2, and I'm going to do the same thing. Remember, I wanted these two in the center because they're going to be covered up, and I just happen to have those scraps. Okay, I'm going to go to the next row. And my last row. Remember when I do this, that all I'm doing for these rows, I'm putting right sides together when I go over to my sewing machine, and I'm just sewing down. And then I open it, and then I add the next one, open it, add the next one, open it. Until I get what I've had so far are just 4s. So they're all in 4s right now. And now I'm going to do the last one, which is going to be just 2. Right sides together, and sew my seam right down at 1/4 inch. Okay, here we go. So now we've got, this is what it looks like now. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take rows 1 and 2, I'm going to put right sides together, and I'm going to match the seams. And they should lay, so one seam goes to the left and one goes to the right. And we're just going to put a pin right there to line that up. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this to the whole, all 4 seams here. Nest in the seams. And then I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to take rows 3 and rows 4. I'm going to line those up, and I'm also going to put a pin right where they nest. I'm only going to have to do that with 1 seam there. I'm going to take that over to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew a seam down this, and I'm going to sew a seam down this. 1/4 of an inch all the way down on the side with my pins. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and press that all flat. And you can see that seam was in there from the pants, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. Okay, I'm going to now attach rows 2 and 3 together. Just fold that over. So you're going to match the seams here again. Go ahead and just stick a couple of pins in. If the seams are going in the same direction, just flap one of them over. And just line up that seam. I'm going to go sew this 1/4 of an inch all the way down, and I'll be right back. I'm just going to go ahead and give this one really good press here. I ironed my pocket in half, and I'm going to center it on the line. And I know that this is centered, the seam line. So I'm going to bring it down about 4 inches from the raw edge. I'll pop some pins in. So this is an already finished pocket, so this isn't, I don't need to do anything to the top. I just need to sew around this. All right, so there's going to be the top pocket. Now what I'm going to do is, I've got this all sewn together. I'm going to fold this in half, and I'm going to make sure that I'm at the same size as my apron, as my template apron. So I'll lay this out here. And I'm going to take my template, with that being folded in half. I'm going to bring my fold right up to the fold of this. And I'm going to go ahead and tuck in all of my straps here. Okay, I knew that this one might be a little bit shorter, so it is going to be a little bit shorter because I don't have quite as much room. I'm not worried about that. So what I'm going to do, the whole left side is fine. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to trim this up on the right side. I'll just do my inch all the way around. Here, I'm just going to eyeball. Now I've got my pocket right in the center. That's ready to sew on. So I'm going to go over to my Janome and I'm going to zigzag stitch this one all the way around, just leaving the top opened. I'll come back and I'll show you how that looks. Remember, I've got the line here telling me where my center is, and I'm going to put a couple of pins in there. I just went around that big pocket on the bottom, and then I did just a straight stitch around the pocket at the top. So that made this have both the pockets, and I didn't end up using a zigzag stitch. I just used a straight stitch. I'm going to put a link in the description box for a cross back apron, and that will show you how to do the back side of this and how to attach the straps. This tutorial was just to show you how to actually just make a patchwork top. So I have included all the ones that I've made, and I hope you enjoy. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Remember to keep it simple. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Bye.